Have you ever been scrolling through your feed and just stopped, thinking, how did it know? How did it know that was the exact video or meme you needed to see at that moment? It feels kind of like magic, right? Well, it's not. It's the invisible architect of our entire digital world, artificial intelligence.
All right, so here's what we're going to dig into. First, we'll look at how AI became the new engine driving everything social. Then, we'll check out the promise, AI as an incredible tool, and the peril, how it can become a polarization machine. We'll also talk about the human cost of all this data. And finally, ask the big question, can we actually build a better web? So let's start with AI as the new social engine. You know, it's so important to get this. AI isn't just some fancy feature on TikTok or Instagram anymore. It is the very heart of the experience. It's the engine making the decisions about what billions of us see every single day.
And this isn't some niche techie topic. Just look at this chart. The amount of research pouring into AI's role in social media has absolutely exploded. See that red line for AI and platform engineering? That steep climb tells you everything. There is an intense global focus on making these systems even smarter and more woven into our lives.
So what are we really talking about here? At its core, a social media algorithm is just a rulebook, but it has one single primary goal: to figure out what will keep you scrolling, watching, and clicking for as long as humanly possible. It's a machine built to grab your attention and never let go.
And you can bet this is big business. I mean, really big. By 2023, the market just for AI built for social media was expected to hit over $2 billion. That kind of money tells you exactly how vital this tech is to the whole industry.
Okay, but for all that complexity, AI is also an absolutely incredible tool. So let's flip the script and look at the promise, especially for creators and marketers who are just trying to connect with people.
For anyone in business, AI is a total game changer. I mean, imagine being able to see the next big trend before it happens by sifting through mountains of data. Then you can instantly tune your ad campaigns for the perfect audience, all while automating your post schedule and having chatbots handle customer questions. It's a massive leap in both efficiency and personalization.
And this isn't some far-off future tech. It's happening right now. You can use a tool like ChatGPT and go from just a rough idea to a full ad campaign in literally seconds. You just tell it the product, tell it the audience, and boom, out comes the ad copy. What used to take a creative team hours now takes, well, a moment.
But, and this is a really big but, we have to look at the other side of this coin. Because the very same algorithms that are so good at maximizing engagement have some serious and frankly scary unintended consequences for all of us.
And that leads us straight to this crucial concept, the filter bubble. See, the algorithm watches what you like, what you click, what you agree with, and to keep you happy and engaged, it just shows you more of the same. It creates this little personalized reality for you, where you almost never have to see a viewpoint you disagree with.
So you can kind of picture a social network in two different ways. There's the ideal complete network, where ideas can flow freely between anybody and everybody. And then there's the filter bubble, where information basically gets trapped inside groups that already think alike. And research from MIT has shown that, especially when content isn't super reliable, that filter bubble model is actually more profitable for the platform. It just generates more predictable engagement.
So here's the dangerous path this leads us down. The AI's only job is to get engagement. We as humans naturally engage more with stuff that confirms what we already believe. So the AI learns to just feed us more of that, creating those filter bubbles. And once we're isolated from different perspectives, our own views can become more and more extreme over time, which fuels the political polarization that we see everywhere.
Okay, so beyond the big picture societal stuff, what's the personal cost here? What is all this data collection and algorithmic sorting doing to us, the actual users?
This right here shows you the power of social trust. When young users were asked how likely they were to check something out if it was shared by someone they follow, more than 3/4 said likely or very likely. And that social proof is the rocket fuel for the filter bubble. It's not just some random algorithm feeding you content. It's content that comes pre-approved by people you already know and trust.
And sometimes the algorithm gets it wrong in a way that just feels deeply unsettling. This quote from a user really gets to that feeling of unease, that lack of control, when the machine starts pushing content at you that makes you uncomfortable, and you have no idea why it's happening or how to make it stop.
All these experiences really just boil down to a fundamental lack of control.
People are constantly asking, where's my data going? Why can't I decide how it's used? The algorithms are like these black boxes that make decisions about our lives with zero explanation, leaving people feeling powerless and, frankly, scared their information could be used against them.
So this all brings us to the most important question. Are we just stuck with this, or is there another way to build our digital communities? Well, some folks are exploring some pretty radical new ideas.
And that brings us to a project with some seriously bold ambitions. A company called Linkspreed makes this incredible promise that anyone can create their own social network with their own rules in less time than it takes to make a sandwich. Now that idea gets right to the heart of the control problem.
Now, their plan is massive. They want to build an entire, independent ecosystem from the bottom up. It starts with the basic rules, the protocols, then moves to their own hardware and software, and finishes with the application layer where you actually build your community. The goal is to create a system that just doesn't depend on the current tech giants at all.
So what does this social network as a service idea actually mean for us? Well, it means instead of just being a user on some giant platform with rules you don't understand, you become the owner. You build your own custom network, you manage your own users, you set your own content rules, and you control your own data. It's a huge shift from basically renting a corner of the internet to owning your own digital home.
And that leaves us with the big question. A fully integrated system like this, where every piece is designed to work together, could be incredibly powerful. It could solve a lot of the privacy and control problems we've been talking about. But does it lead to a better, more open future? Or does it risk just becoming a new kind of walled garden? That's the real tension we have to think about as we try to imagine what comes next for our digital world.